Disney and Epic Games have just confirmed their collaboration, which means that Fortnite x Disney is going to get even bigger in the next few years. In today's video, we're going to break all that down, give you guys some positives and negatives to this because there are both, and it is a good discussion, so make sure you're staying right till the end. But if you haven't already seen the trailer, it's okay, there isn't much in it. There's only 2 screenshots or 2 sections in it, which are kind of giving us an insight to what we're getting in Fortnite. Let's just break it down and see what we've got. So Disney x Fortnite. The first scene we get is Discover a Place, which is Marvel. Then we also get Where Magic, which is Frozen Pixar. Then we also get Avatar 2, and then I even get Is Epic, so that's pretty cool, Where Magic is Epic, and obviously a Star Wars scene there. Then we get Fortnite, a little preview of what they have in there, Marvel, and lots of the collaborations between Fortnite and Marvel, just emphasizing that. Pixar as well, we get Cars in Rocket League, which is really cool. We've not seen that before. That looks amazing. And we also see some more collaborations. A new universe will be created. 0 Point vibes, obviously all this stuff here which is going on, which is really cool, will emerge. We see the Frozen scene here, and then this is where it takes us to the best scene we've got yet, which is this scene here, which is this kind of new world where we see so many collaborations inside of here. Now we'll come back to this image in a second and break down everything in here because there's so many different collabs, but we also see Fortnite, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, Avatar, Disney, X Epic Games, play, watch, create, shop. So you can get the vibe from this, and it's coming soon-ish. They don't really know, which is kind of like a neat little touch there. And there is the end screenshot here, which we can see so many things in here. I can see so many collabs in here from Marvel, Lucasfilm, ESPN, Toy Story, Mickey Mouse, so much more. I could go on and on. I see Star Wars, Hoth, Death Star, Monsters Inc., Stark Industries, if I haven't already said that, and Wreck-It Ralph, Avatar, and just on and on and on. But you get the point. But what's happening? Well, Disney owns so many companies, and it's insane. This is the umbrella of Disney. It's in a Mickey Mouse head shape. I love this here. It's a really cool screenshot, and I'm not going to go over it fully, but you can see they own so much. And this is scary because any of these things you can see on here could come to Fortnite at any point in time. Some of the weird things they own, which I looked at and thought, why did he own that? History Channel, National Geographic, Sky, if you're from the UK, you'll know what Sky is. It's like a TV service. Star TV as well, Hulu, GoPro, just weird things. And you can take a look at this for yourself over on my Twitter. They own so much. Obviously Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, all that sort of stuff they own. You can take a look at it. Anything from this bubble could come into the game now with this collaboration getting bigger and bigger between these 2 companies. But that leads on to an interesting point, and this is where the video kind of changes. We've got to look at this from a Fortnite perspective because we are Fortnite fans here on the channel. A 1.5 billion investment from Disney into Epic Games to take a stake of 10% is a huge amount. And what does this have on Fortnite for us? Well, it can be super scary because Fortnite is opening up as this metaverse ecosystem, and inviting a company like Disney to take 10% of that revenue could scare off a lot of other companies, but it could also scare off players as well. And why would it scare off players? There's a lot of Disney stuff that we all love, but we've seen Disney acquire companies like Star Wars, and let's be honest, films 7, 8, and 9, you might be a fan of them. I personally think it was a disaster, and it really has hurt the Star Wars franchise. Maybe my possible favorite franchise ever. So seeing Disney do that, sometimes our confidence as players or consumers isn't that high, but it is only 10%. So this gives Disney a smaller power inside of Epic Games. They won't be able to fully make decisions what's going on in Fortnite, but even that 10%, they could say we don't want that in Fortnite, and then it might actually not be there. So they could have more power than you think, which could be quite worrying in that factor. But you got to think what Disney have given us. They've given us so much in Fortnite. They gave us the Galactus event. They've given us lots of little Star Wars events. Lots of stuff in Fortnite is Disney owned, which has been amazing. So far, it's been good, but there is that worrying factor, which does come to my mind. But overall, I'm very excited for it. So what exactly are we going to be getting in this? Because, what are we getting in Fortnite? Well, there's some interesting stuff they go on to talk about. The Disney CEO himself says that they'll bring Disney together and brands basically across into this giant Fortnite world, into a transformational new games and entertainment for us to experience, which is probably hinting at that UEFN experience style vibe, similar to what we saw in the trailer with this and what we got with the Lego mode, which is going to be pretty cool. It does say we can shop as well, so I wonder if we can buy Disney cosmetics. Will we be able to use them in VR, or will we not? This is an interesting point to make because I feel like every cosmetic that's in VR is usually 12 plus rated, usually, or maybe not. Is like collab wise, I don't think that Disney will want us running around as Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck with guns. I'm pretty sure they've said in the past they don't want that, but maybe they'll change their mind, because maybe VR won't be the main mode anymore. It'll just be like a side mode, because they've been off the story and leave us with only competitive and casual players. Competitive players ain't going to buy Disney skins and use them. Casual players will dwindle because there is no hype or kind of excitement in the BR other than to come back and play OG seasons or check out the new season on updates and stuff like that. But the actual hype and story around Fortnite itself, the BR, could dwindle and be put away. But where do them fans go and what do they do? Well, that's maybe where this bridge will be kind of built, because Fortnite themselves have kind of given us a little bit of an insight with Disney of what we're going to be getting in this mode. They do say here they want to create their own experiences and stories for players to experience and express their fandom directly in a Disney way. That term Disney way does worry me a little bit, because I sometimes hear that, the Disney way, or like the Disney style, or kind of Disneyified, when things get put in Disney's hands like Star Wars. Sometimes it's not what the original fans expect, and it's more tailored towards maybe a younger audience than it is to an older audience, which could be quite worrying, but you know, it could be quite cool. And they want us to share content with each other's in ways that we love, which we kind of already got with the Marvel and the Star Wars stuff so far. So positives and negatives from this. I'm trying to look at it from both sides, as always. And it will be powered by Unreal Engine, they do mention, which is probably going to be the UEFN stuff we've seen. Now, one thing that we do know is Disney have worked with Unreal in the past, and this is why it's only a 10% stake, I think, because we've seen Disney and Unreal work together to allow the Unreal Engine to be used in Disney parks on different rides. We've also seen it used in Star Wars, we've seen it used in Marvel. The Unreal Engine is used basically across Disney entirely, and Tim does mention this on the Disney website in their little talk, which they talk about, which I think is quite important. If you haven't read it, do go and check it out at some point. It's over on their announcements on Disney's official website, the Walt Disney Company. It's very business orientated, but it's worth having a read if you do get a moment. So yeah, it is quite important to know that Disney was one of the first companies to believe in the potential of Fortnite bringing worlds together, and it actually probably was, you know, with the Marvel collab. We've had a few basketball ones, I think, before it, but the Marvel collab, that first one with Thanos, was huge, and I think that was the big stepping stone with the Endgame stuff and the Infinity War. That was huge, so it is quite important to kind of remember that Disney kind of started all this, so it makes sense why Fortnite are going to them, or allowing them to inject that 1.5 billion investment to create that next level stepping stones. Now again, we have been looking at this from a Fortnite perspective, but when you look at it and think about it, we can expect Disney to release experiences on the Unreal Engine similar to what we have with Rocket League, you know, where you can buy a car in Rocket League and they plan to have it so you can work in Fortnite as well. Well, that's probably what will happen with this Disney mode or game they bring to the Unreal Engine, if they do. If they don't just bring it to UEFN, they'll probably bring something to UEFN and also to the Unreal Engine, or the Epic Games Store, which will probably be on other platforms as well. And then your cosmetics in that will work inside of Fortnite, or some of the cosmetics will, not all. That's probably what this is. It's not just a Fortnite collab. But an interesting point, which Josh makes here, which is the chairman of Disney Experiences, he makes this point, which I'm going to read the full thing because it's really interesting. Now we're collaborating on something entirely new to build a persistent, open, and an interoperable ecosystem that will bring together Disney and Fortnite communities. This will enable us to bring together our incredible collection of stories and experiences from across the company for a broad audience in ways we only dreamt of before. Really exciting stuff. Epic Games, industry-leading technology, and Fortnite's open ecosystem will help us reach consumers where they are so they can engage with Disney in the ways that are most relevant to them. This itself focuses on the Fortnite element, saying that Disney want to build their own experience in the game to allow players to interact and stuff like that. And then following this is that picture which we've been looking at of all the experiences. So it most likely will be a UEFN world experience which we can explore different Disney things and interact with events and things like that, because they want us to experience our own story, our own experience directly inside of here and express their fandom in a distinctly Disney way, is what they mentioned earlier. So it's quite important to mention that. We have seen us work with Disney in the past though, so it is hopefully going to be decent. but it is worrying what could happen to other things. The more of these modes that happen, the more of these investments that take away BR, will the story in BR be pushed towards maybe more of this Disney stuff? And maybe the fandom for BR may fade. It may just be competitive and casuals that remain, which isn't really what I want. I want Fortnite to have its own lore, its own story, its own universe. Not all these universes leading the way. I want Fortnite to lead, and currently we're not seeing that. So I want to see that. That's something I personally want to see. You may not, but me personally, that's what I want to see. There's positives and negatives to it, and I do think that Disney popping in 2 Epic games is a great move in the long run, and I can see it being very successful and really fun for us as players. But I can see it also having worrying factors on other companies maybe thinking of entering the market, because if you were Sony, I know Sony own 1% in Fortnite already, you'd be thinking, why do I want to give 10% of our revenue that we make inside of our experiences in Fortnite to Disney? But I guess we've already seen collabs between Sony and Disney, but we know how strict they are with the Spider-Man stuff. So things like that can cause conflict, especially on a business level, which I don't really want to focus on in this video because it's not a business video, but obviously it's important to mention these things so we know as players where things are going to go. And what about other things that are already in the game, like collabs that have already existed? Like, what about if Lewis Hamilton doesn't like Disney, and he's got his skin in the game? What about The Rock? Maybe he doesn't want to work with Disney, but he's in. And all these things have been put in the game previously, have now got to kind of follow that Disney is the new thing that's going to lead a little bit, not all of it, it's only 10%, but it'll lead a little bit of Fortnite. It might only just have its own, it might not do much Fortnite at all. They might just put the Fortnite experience that Disney want, they make their own Unreal game, which is probably what I assume they'll do. You can buy cosmetics in that and they work in Fortnite, and you can use them in the Disney experience in Fortnite, some of them, and some of them you can use in other modes as well if they are age applicable for their modes. That's probably what I imagine is going to happen. That's my prediction. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe, like I said, because we aren't really growing and it'd be lovely one day to maybe hit 1 million. Oh, but yeah, subscribe. Bye.